Hey Sagittarius, it's your reading and we're focusing on breakup or separation. So what happened? What's in store for you? What's coming for you? What is it that you didn't see? Were you blindsided, or is there going to be any reconciliation? I'm a clairvoyant medium. I've been giving private readings for over 30 years professionally, and I teach classes in spiritual and psychic development, and I do workshops and retreats. This is a general reading for Sagittarius, which means it's not going to fit for every single person, but there will be things, messages, guidance within this reading that will match up with your life. So take what resonates with you. And if you do want a private reading, there's details in the description box, and I also will be giving an extended to this, Sagittarius. You have the Sun as your significant card. That's awesome. Crossing your card is the Queen of Cups. Above you have the King of Wands. Below you have the Page of Swords. In the past you have the Hangman. In the future you've got a Three of Pentacles. There's a Knight of Pentacles, the High Priestess, the King of Wands, and the Knight of Wands. The first thing that I can see, Sagittarius, is that you are focused on having a good life and feeling good about your life, and you will infuse your thoughts and your feelings with positivity to make this happen. So regardless of the ups and downs in life, we've got down days and up days and good days and in and out and around and above, below and all that sort of stuff. There is a positivity that you are wanting and focused on. And so the card that's crossing that is the Queen of Cups. Now, the Queen of Cups, I'm actually getting that this is a card where you're focused on the love in your life. So who is it that's in your life that is loving you? Who is it that's in your life that you are connected to and is important to you and special to you, and that significant other? Above the matter, we've got the, excuse me, my throat is gone croaky. And when that happens in a reading, it can actually mean that you're needing to speak up, Sagittarius, or you've been doing lots of speaking and it's time to rest. Because I don't actually have a croaky throat, so this is energy that's coming through. And I also get clearing my throat to say the right thing, clearing my voice, making sure my words are right. You may even be trying to be too perfect in that. If there's someone or some people that you're needing to speak to, just share from your heart, share from your mind, share from your authentic self. So we come back to the King of Wands, and what this reading is actually showing me is that what you're wanting, what you are believing that you are wanting in your life, and what is actually has happened, or what is happening or currently is happening now, is not quite there. And because we've got the Hangman in the past, there's this sense as if someone's hit the pause button on your life. Something was paused, it was almost, I kind of get the pause stop button. I'm going to clarify that, but I'm also getting as though that you may be getting annoyed that you've got to start again, or that the journey began again, or that there was a setting out on the path again. And in the future, when I look at the future, I'm actually seeing that there's two main areas that you're going to be focusing on from this breakup and separation. And that is your spiritual sense of self, so your own inner peace, your own inner joy, your own inner sense of calm and balance. And you're also going to be looking at your life and the practicalities and the realities of life. practicalities of life. It also includes finances and things to do with budgets and materialistic things like that as well. So let's just come back to the hangman. Because and when I'm looking at this hangman, I get this feeling of not knowing where to go, not knowing which way, and just a not knowing, okay? You got the Queen of Swords, you got the Five of Pentacles, and the Four of Swords. So straight away I can actually see from this, the Queen of Swords, that you were dealing with someone that was also very practical or had practicalities on their mind and sharing with you. And because the Queen of Swords is also it's a card where that signifies the people or the person that you were dealing with in the past to do with this separation or breakup, may have just wanted it to be very practical or very, step 1, step 2, step 3, or this is how it goes. Okay, that's it. And I still get this croaky throat, Sagittarius. You may not have had the words to bring out of that person what they truly felt in their heart. So you may have been hearing what was going on in their mind or what they were feeling that was on a practical or a rational way, what should be being done, but they weren't coming from their heart, and you knew this. There were things that happened that made you feel as though that you were left out in the cold. And I just get massive miscommunication, as if the communication or the conversations that should have been taking place, it's like after the fact, a knowing of that should have been discussed, or that should have been talked about, or I should have known this, or this should have been a lot clearer. And the rest and recuperation that you had needed after this ending or this breakup was to bring you back to a place where you accepted that communication wasn't very good, or communication, and I'm just getting towards the latter stages, that you felt as though you were communicating, but they weren't giving you everything that you possibly needed to know in some way. I just want to just dive a little bit deeper into this left out into the cold part. Oh, okay, so we've got the Eight of Pentacles, and then we've got the Six of Wands. So this person may have been focused on the practical and materialistic side of life, or that's what they may be focused on now or towards the end of this relationship. And I also get that even though this is the victory card of the tarot, what Spirit's showing me is that there were thinking of self. All right, so I get that this just didn't happen overnight. I get that this is years and years and years. Years and years and years is feeling as though at some point, do I know this person? Do I understand this person? And also as if you could be looking back on your life and thinking previous relationships, I also kind of felt as though I was left out in the cold in some way. And that just means missing information or not being told exactly how they feel or what they're coming from their heart. Because I'm actually getting this victory card when it comes to your past person, is when it got towards the end, it very much, you started to realize over the years in this connection, or over the time that you were together, but I do get a feeling this is a long time, that their path and their journey was important to them. And that's because you see how they're facing to the future, it's like this is the future, this is where they're thinking, and that is almost like what you have been thinking. That is what led to this breakup, is that the connection or the togetherness drifted apart in some way. I want to just look at this King of Wands here. So we've got, we've got the Eight of Swords, the Death card, crikeys, and then we've got the Nine of Swords. Right, so this is what happened in the end. It just all fell apart, and it's actually brought you. If I put all this together, the Death is the change, right? So the Death card is it's ended, right? But what I'm getting is, because the Swords is about the mental struggle, this has played on your mind for a very long time. This could have been years. You could also, Sagittarius, have gone back into this has happened in the past, or maybe in a different way, but it's a very similar thing, because remember, we had that Five of Pentacles. But this Death card, I very much get you coming to terms with the fact that the relationship just changed, completely stopped and changed. And it's like the person that you knew years and years and years ago, or the person that you knew when you first met, and the person who they are now, they're completely different. But I'm also getting, Sagittarius, that with this card here represents the inner mental struggles, because they're not really in a cage, or the Swords aren't really holding them in. They could take the binds and the blindfold off and see clearly, but this is about the mental confusion, the mental entrapment, the way that also two minds weren't connecting. So we haven't even got to the two hearts, because I've got to say to you, there's no cups in this reading, Sagittarius. There's no cups. This is the heartfelt part of your reading hasn't come in yet. This is all mind, mental, thoughts, communication, directives, explaining, sharing thoughts, how you think, belief systems, opinions, core beliefs. This is what all this is. Because this cups that's crossing you, this cups is actually, remember I said it's about that you're looking to be positive, but you're also looking to, who is it that I want to connect with heart to heart? I'm looking at what is this person that I need to have in my life. So I'm waiting to see whether or not cups will come up in these future cards, and we'll look at that in the extended reading. But right now I need to explain that you're going through financial matters, and there's contracts, negotiations, new contracts, signing. It could be even part of a divorce or a separation, that you're looking at property, splitting bank accounts, all that type of stuff. That's got to take a lot of focus, because the Knight of Pentacles comes in, and it's all about my journey towards my prosperity, my journey towards my career, my savings. Like, am I earning what I want to earn? Am I in the right job? Am I in the right business? How is my future looking? Because the Knight is on a journey, okay? It's quite swift. But the Knight of Pentacles, I get this methodic type of energy, as in there's a plan, stick to the plan, follow the plan. And then we come to the High Priestess and the Knight of Wands. And I'm getting very clearly that you're stepping into your spirituality. So that's your sense of well-being, a peaceful heart, a peaceful mind, doing the things that you love, being with the people that you love, gaining that sense of inner equilibrium, inner balance, contentment, doing what you need to do but then finding the thing that you love to do, because that will bring you contentment for the day or the week. Okay, that's really, really, and the Knight of Wands is coming in swift with that. So that's a really important part of you finding this inner balance and this inner contentment. And that's also, your intuition and your gut feelings and feeling confident in that. So the King of Swords is here as well. Okay, and the King of Swords is about being practical. And I actually get that goes hand in hand with this. Being practical in decision making is really important. I'm just going to grab a couple of clarifying cards for this Three of Pentacles, and I'm looking forward to going in and seeing, so what's coming and what's happening, and if there's any type of reconciliation, or if there's any more communication that's coming in. Oh, Five of Swords, Four of Wands, and the Lovers. Okay. So the Five of Swords is all about, it's like a battle, or it can even be like, this is something that I'm getting to do with finances and property and legal, where one person, and that I'm actually getting with you, that you're going to feel as though this is the outcome, and see how they're looking back over their shoulder. And so even though everything has, you've got three swords and there's two swords lying on the ground, it's still that sense of, I'm actually just getting that you will win the day, whatever that means to you, whatever winning means to you. It might mean that you're winning in the conversation or an argument. But you will look over your shoulder and look back on your life in some way, as if to say to yourself, this was always the way it was going to be, because we set out on this journey of it starting to unravel. And as it started to unravel, this was the next practical step that was going to happen. But you still will look back. And there's something about, so you don't have to look back, but you do. Because this person here has their back to you. They're walking away. And there's some sort of sentimentality, as if, are you being recognised? Are you being thought of in a bad way? Are they? But they're not. This is very clean, very clear, very concise. They're walking away. That means that they're contented in their walking away. That they have a peace within them for walking away. And you, there's like that 1% inside of you that just says, kind of like, will you remember this, or will you remember me, or, some sort of reminiscence inside of you, as if you don't want to be forgotten, or you don't want to be thought of as being that. There's something inside of you about not wanting to be thought of as being the bad person. Not that you're a bad person, so that's not really the right way to say it, but what Spirit's giving me this sentimental feeling as though it is what it is, it happened that way, and it meant something. That's kind of the best way for me to describe this energy that Spirit's giving me, is it meant something. So even though this is the outcome, it meant something, because these two cards came out with it. It meant something. So it's not just walking away. What you're having to walk away from is this. That was there. There was, a marriage or a commitment or a life together, whatever years or chapter that was, or time, and the lovers. Okay, and that was all real. So just because this is the outcome doesn't mean that is any less of an energy or a connection. So this is really about you, not about them. Okay, that's walking away. It's they're all, at peace, or have come to terms with it. This is about you coming to terms with it. You don't get your reassurance from the person, you get your reassurance from the history that you've had. So this card represents there is no reconciliation. And yeah, it was a lovely chapter. So that's what I'm actually getting is I just get, you know, like this whole feeling of like your hands being tied. It was tumultuous in your mind. Okay. So I'm just going to also grab just for a moment here the Whispers of Love oracle cards. They have beautiful illustrations that will sum up the you, like where you are now, where you're headed and what was going on. And it is consider your foundation. So if you feel as though, like, because this is the loss card, right? There's a beautiful home and a house, and I'm actually seeing, so yeah, there's animals in the foreground and there's like water, and I'm actually also seeing in here too, there's like, it looks like a boat. But what this is actually giving you reassurance about, Sagittarius, is that the future holds a home and a heart, and your heart also is your home. So your self-love, your self-worth, all the plans that you want and that you have, they haven't been shot, they haven't been lost. You will get that back again. In a new way. In a new way. Okay, because it actually says, consider your foundation. And so the foundation that you have is in you. The foundation isn't something that you have with someone else. When you make a connection or a commit with someone, that becomes a new foundation between the two of you. This consider your foundation is, this is what you either bring to the table that's in your heart and in your mind and in your dreams, but this is you. You are your own home, you are your own comfort, you are your own sanctuary. That's your foundation. So it's a beautiful message and a beautiful card. Okay, Sagittarius, we're going to pick this up in the extended because I really would like to see some love coming through for you for the future, because this can also, as it stands